All right, here we are for your Observation 2 post-conference. I'm Dr. Amy Dickey. If you'll just state your name, please.
Uh, Aaron Lewis.
Very good. And then we're going to open up feedback for observation number 2. All right, and observation number 2 was with a third grade class. If you'll tell me how you feel like that went.
I feel like that one was good. I feel like the because I kind of did the same lesson for the upper grade, third, fourth, and fifth. I feel like they were more engaged, and they were a little more excited about the checking out books. Some of them, and some impromptu things happened, which kind of was it worked. Like it was fun. It was actually really fun. Them, singing the ABCs and like how you mentioned in our other conference, like you would think that the older kids wouldn't want to, but they actually do. Like they would sing the ABCs with me, and then they sung it backwards. Like I think it went really well. I well, but I saw you mention that third. You feel like third grade is my jam. I finished like my last classroom was third grade. So that's it. Yeah, that
Yeah,
kind
I
of,
just felt like those are your people, kind of.
yeah,
Okay. All right. So that's good info for me, for some understanding. But yeah, even though, their age is going up, they're still kids. They still enjoy being read to. They still enjoy singing the alphabet. They
yeah.
enjoy the things that you had planned for them. So keep that up, definitely. Okay, so like we did for observation number 1, I go through the standards, I talk about the feedback, and I'll talk about any areas where I feel like you may have questions, but you can also ask questions along the way if you need. All right,
Okay.
so for this lesson with your third graders for Standard 1, Learner-Centered Teaching and Learning, I saw wonderful things. I've got you all as meets expectations. The one where I put, still we hadn't seen it yet, was providing staff development, which I'm going to see that through your PD project, but not necessarily through an observation.
Okay.
So for my comments, I think it was third grade because on your pre-conference it had said first grade. But now I understand, everything that happened, but I feel like third graders are your people. I watched this video as your second observation. I felt like your lesson was smooth. It was meaningful to them and helpful. You included technology. You had up and moving activities planned for them, and the students were happy to select from a variety of books. You even had a little guy, as soon as he came in, he's like, "Hey, what if I want to keep one?" And you were like, "Oh yeah, let me tell you guys, you can." And so I feel like they were engaged. They liked being there. For Standard 2, Learner-Centered Library Program Leadership and Management. As I said before, sometimes I circle a few words that are like my focus of the wording when I'm rating you in that area. So my comments here, you did well with supervising the students as they checked in books, sat for your lesson, checked out new books. Your same behavior management techniques that you used with first graders, you used with third graders, but it was much quicker of a response, obviously, because they're bigger
Yeah.
kids, but you were like pockets and they were like, we're on it. Um, let's see. You show that you're able to oversee circulation with no assistance. Your time management for the observation went well. I did put an asterisk in the area of use effective planning. Mostly is the part of that little blurb where I was talking about the asterisks.
Okay.
And let's see. Your time management organization of work with the students and that lesson went well. But with your projects and assignments, and you are already aware of this, you're juggling a lot of things. You explained to me at the beginning in observation 1 post conference that you had a lot. You had a lot to organize. You have a lot, to juggle with your class, to juggle with your job. And so you just have to, keep trucking through it.
Figure. Yeah.
Yes. But I can always help you prioritize. If you find you're like, I'm so overwhelmed now, I don't know where to start. Kind of like we did talking about the stations, but we can talk about the work. We can say, okay, this assignment, you could do the bare minimum and get this turned in, and let's get that off your plate. Or it could be a task in your library. This one, you can save that for if you guys have a professional development day, or we can talk about how you could get a volunteer in the library, or, so I can help you with the prioritizing as well, to get things done and chip away at things that are due for the class or that you need to do in your library. I'm more than willing to do that. So we talked about your pre-conference forms and how I want more detail. You already explained you have lesson plans, and so you might just put a summary of the lesson plan for me. So that will be helpful. And I think that that would, solve anything and get it to the meet standards for the observation 3 form. Do you have questions on that so far?
No.
Okay. Standard number 3, learner-centered technology and information access. You did use technology in a few different ways in this lesson. I love your smartboard, but it's also a good way to give them a big old visual of what you're explaining to them. You gave me a glimpse of your library collection as you moved about the library in your observation. I'm scared to do that. So you took them from the carpet area to show them a section. You took them back to the carpet area and it worked fine. I was like, okay, I'm learning here.
Yeah.
And they liked it. They liked the up and moving. It was like, a quick little brain break, but it had meaning to it. Your collection is organized on shelves, and I could see the wall of the graphic novels, like the display sign, as well as shelf topper signs in some places showing what types of books were located nearby. You employed existing technologies with your smartboard, circulation program, and the system that the students use to search for books. So that was good integration of technology for this one. Standard 4, learner-centered library environment. As I said in the other one, your library is safe for your students. It's barrier-free. Let's see, what else have I said here? The materials are accessible during the day. I talked about shelf displays in the previous post conference, depending what you're comfortable with and how you like your library to be set up. I did see at the end of the video where your library is multifunctional. It looks like you had like small rooms off to the side where people have
Mhm.
meetings, but also there were like big kids, little kids, and so I love that your library it should be that it should be a hub where it could be used for
Mhm.
multiple things,
Mhm.
within reason, of course, because you still need to do your lessons and your checkouts and stuff.
Mhm.
I wish I could better see in the video what was going on or who you were talking to. I don't have to see their face, but so I could see if it was a peer, another teacher, the classroom teacher, a library aide. That way I could kind of, get a feel for who you were speaking with, but also if they could help you with anything or if it was just a friend, passing through or whatever.
Is
Um,
this the one where the kids were coming in? I believe this was the one where the kids were coming in. So we have pals on
okay,
campus.
I thought it was
Yeah.
like big kids with little kids.
Yeah. So they didn't know where to go. So of course they came to the library. And of course I let them come in, but they kept coming. They kept coming and we are a big school. And the counselor came in. So you may have seen me chatting with her. 'Cause she was like, "Are they okay?" And I was like, "Oh, I love them being in here, but we have
Hmm.
to try to structure it a little bit better because they all kind of gathered and it got loud. Like
Yeah.
it got a little loud and overwhelming. And then I met the PALS coordinator. So that may have been where I was chatting with them and trying to, give them. They were just checking in, and I was just letting them know, like, please, like, come, don't try to change and make them go anywhere else. I welcome them in, but we just have to kind of structure it a little bit differently. Like maybe let them use the different spaces so they're not all in one, and then it gets too loud, and I still have a class in here. So yeah.
Yes. Okay, that makes total sense. And yes, I think that is who you're talking to. And
Mhm.
I did see it was like big, like I was like, I don't think those kids go to that school, but I don't think they're teachers. So
Mhm.
definitely pals. And that's like story of my life every day.
Yeah.
I try to catch them when they do a tour with the counselor, and I'm like, I love y'all being in here, but if I am doing an actual lesson, I need you to scoot as far away as possible with your fun side activity
Mhm.
because my kids are like, what are they doing?
Exactly, yeah.
So, but yeah, and I still work on it and I try to be as nice as possible because I don't want them to go somewhere else. I want them to use our space.
Exactly. Yeah,
I
that's
don't
what
want
I
them
was
to be
trying to
like,
explain to them.
that mean librarian shushed
Yeah.
me or whatever. So I feel you. I understand. I don't have a solution. You just keep doing what you're doing and saying,
Okay.
you're very welcome here, but could you scoot over there?
That's that's where
um,
we were.
if you find a solution, you can share with me, please.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Standard 5, learner-centered connections to the community. I felt that your communication with this group of students was appropriate, respectful, well received. Your verbal and nonverbal communication was understood. You did interact with a variety of students. Thus far, I haven't. Wait, hold on. Okay. So in the two videos I've seen, you did interact with, first and third grade, so littles and kind of, medium bigs. And I saw you redirecting the variety of behaviors and like it was a variety of students, but just your lesson so far, I haven't seen a lot of diversity as far as, characters or topics or whatever. Sometimes it's easier, like if you had covered Hispanic Heritage Month, Black History Month, autism awareness, like the different things like that, but it depends what time of year you're doing your observations if that's appropriate. So that doesn't always fit in. But sometimes I would see it with your weeding project if you're weeding a diverse group of books, making sure that you're not weeding out things that you still need present in your library. I'm going to see it in your display project. So I can still rate those. It's just that so far in the book choices you've done, the lessons you've done, I didn't feel comfortable rating it too highly yet. So just
I
letting you
got
know
you.
that.
Yeah.
Your classroom management does adjust based on the age of students present. You do advocate for families to be involved. I did hear you like tucked it right in. You're like, hey, who's done this outside of school? And so I was like, ooh, that's community involvement right there because
Mhm.
you're getting them to know like, hey, we can do this outside of school hours as well.
Mhm.
Standard 6, learner-centered information science and librarianship. So on this one, my comments say, you're ethical. You seem to understand the varying roles that a library can hold, especially with all the groups that had been visiting in that last part of the lesson. Checkouts, book interest, story time, supporting TEKS, classroom learning. You collaborate with teachers to get classes in the library on their rotation schedules. You've collaborated with other librarians as evidenced on your practicum hours log, as far as like planning that you're going to go to the secondaries. Have you been to your secondary campuses yet or not yet? Okay, yeah.
I went to the middle school campus, not last week, but the week before that. And then I'm going to the high school campus in like 2 weeks.
Okay, very good. So, yeah, so that also shows, the collaboration with other librarians there. Alrighty, so now we are on to professional aspects. As far as managing commitments and responsibilities, I still have it as progressing. We already discussed this about getting things turned in and then reaching out to me if you want me to help you with prioritizing or seeing like what you could turn in the quickest to get it off your plate. Also, things
Mhm.
in your library. Communicating ideas effectively and writing. I just put progressing because I would like to see more detail in those pre-conferences. But when we communicate orally, you do wonderful, and I understand your message. The kids understand as well. The analyze and synthesize data, again, that's going to be through your weeding project. And then now that we've actually met and reflect on teaching, that's going to go up for the next one, as well as prepared for each practicum opportunity. So I put you act professionally, you respect your students and peers, you communicate well orally, you're open and flexible, and you relate to your students. I still think that third graders bring out something special in your teaching
Mhm.
though. So I would love to see you with even higher grade kids in observation 3, but it's whatever you already have planned is fine. But I just thought, I bet it's the big kids. I bet you
Yeah.
get them. The areas I put, I already mentioned that. You understandably have a lot on your plate. I do get that. I've been there, I promise. Just try to be mindful of the work that you're showing others as you're finishing your degree and showing off your own library, okay? So, for your strengths, you have a good rapport with those students. You give explicit directions. Your time management of the observation lesson and the patron visit was well done. Circulating books in and out with patience. Like you're very patient with your students, and even the ones, like I say, that didn't bring their books, also patient with them. As far as needs, this could just be something that you could put into observation 3. Please resubmit your library tour video. You're like, I'm on it. It'll
Okay,
probably
sorry.
show me, yeah, it'll probably show me a few items that I've been curious about or I have made comments or suggestions about. And then please show me any back office tasks with a clear video view. So even like if it's where I can see you doing the checkouts, because right now it's just kind of been to the side, but I can hear everything. It could be if you have any books to process. It could be when you're organizing the rest, whatever's left of your shelves. You mentioned there's a little bit left. Doing book repairs, or even when you're just shelving a cart of books, you can just have the video running for that. You can add it onto your observation 3. You don't have
Okay.
to though. And then definitely work on your time management for completing and turning in your assignments. All right,
So observation 3, could it be a little longer? Could it be like maybe like hour 15 or something so you can kind of see? Okay.
it
That's
sure
okay.
could, yes. Some people, they'll submit it as a long old thing, like after the class leaves, and then they just keep it running and they stick it right on their shelving cart and go shelve. And sometimes
Yeah.
you explain to me what you're doing, and sometimes I'm just watching along.
Yeah.
But that's totally up to you. It could also be a separate little snippet that you turn in.
Okay, you'll see when I did my tour, I had you on the shelving cart, but my shelving carts were full because they were turning in books, and I had when I was organizing the nonfiction section, I was using all of those up. So hopefully next time, so I can just kind of wheel you around with me next, you can see the full picture. And I think I was planning on doing the digital citizenship lesson with them for that one. Um, so that kind of works too, so you can see that technology integration. And when I went to the middle school campus, of course their resources are different, but like the size of their library and their campus is about the same as mine. So I got some ideas from her. I'm excited for you to see. She took some of her iPads and put them out around the library, so they can use that catalog. So I did that this morning when I came in. I made the shortcut on there, and I staged it. I had to move it because I got my book fair stuff today, but staged it to where I need some more shells, but you'll see where I'm going to introduce it to them so they can look for it. Um, because the plan was for them to use the computers that are over in the makerspace area, but they're not set up yet. So I was trying to think like what would be a quick, easy way for them to use, the catalog that I've taught them to use. And that idea, I'm not letting it go. I want it
Good.
to work, so I'm excited for them to use that because I know they'll be excited to use it and, get into it a little bit more. So I think I'll show you that too when we get into the observation 3.
Okay, very good. See, another
Oh,
reason I like having this Zoom is because you're excited about these new
yeah.
ideas, and I
Oh,
love to
yeah.
see that.
The other thing that I did notice is when I gave the expectation of after you check out your book, and I did it with quite a few of my classes, do independent reading. But my friends that didn't bring their books back, they didn't have independent reading to do. So I need to put that on at the top of my list to make sure I make my independent reading bucket to go near the carpet as well. So
Gotcha.
that was another thing I noticed from recordings. So that's what, yeah. Yeah.
Even if it just has to be one of the carts that you already have behind the counter, you just drag it over. As long
And
as they're
put
already
it.
checked in and they're not, taking it with them, you're like, here's what you can choose to read from. Just borrow it, put it right back.
That's true.
And until you can get an official one that you are
Yeah.
happy with. But
Okay. Yeah. But that's it. I appreciate it.
okay. All right. If you have any questions along the way, you can definitely email me. You can start jotting them down. If you're like, okay, here's what I need to get turned in. Dr. Dickey, what should I work on first? Or
Mhm.
what do you think I could just skirt by and get minimal credit by doing or whatever? Let me know, okay?
Okay. And
Okay.
so I'm submitting my pre-conference form. Okay. I'm looking at the form that has your feedback on it, and it says pre-post conference and acknowledgement form. Do you want me to switch the first and second grade on there, or do you want me to go all the way back to the pre-conference forms and switch it there?
I like it to be on the one where you have all my check marks and my signature. That way, it's the most like finalized form because I don't want
Oh,
to go back and put all my check marks on the
gotcha.
first one.
Of this form that we're looking at now.
Yes.
And then I'm going to go and submit it. So it needs to be fixed with our signatures, with mine and then my supervisor's signature. Gotcha.
Please. So fix
Um,
it first, then sign it, then send it to your
okay,
supervisor.
gotcha. Now I am submitting that library tour now. I'm going to submit it as a text entry because it's not letting me do it as a comment without putting something in there. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
And that'll be good because it'll show me as an assignment I haven't graded, so that'll be
Okay.
helpful.
Perfect. All right.
Okay.
Got it. Um, Now, last question. I didn't see where we submit our post-conference, the pre-post, like after this. Where do we submit that form?
So in the part where not video link and reflection, but the last one, let's see. Let me go to the grade book so I can really see what it says. Video link, pre-conference, video link. Okay, observation 2 post conference. You have already submitted one thing there. It was your Zoom link, but that's where you'll submit your signed form. I've got the feedback one there for you. You download it, fix it up, sign it, and then resubmit it to me after your mentor signs.
Observation 2 post-conference is what you said? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay, observation 2
So
post-conference.
observation 1 post conference, You'll submit the revised signed one there. Observation 2 post-conference, you'll submit it there.
Okay, gotcha.
All right.
And I'll stop the recording.
Very good.